we have now Paul Kamara. He is the chairman, People's Alliance for Reproductive Health Advocacy. He joins us from Sierra Leone. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you very much. Actually, I'm not in Sierra Leone at the moment. I traveled to the United States. I'm presently in Columbus, Ohio. I traveled about a week ago. But since I'm a usual host of your program, definitely Advocacy just reach out to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Do keep safe out there. But let's talk about what's happening in Sierra Leone at the moment. Let's begin with the data on voters. What is your comment as to the upgrading, so to speak, and of course, the immigration of passports?
Okay. Of course, for the immigration of passport, let me just, the immigration of passport is not just about the passports, it's about all data, everything around birth certificates, voter registration, national ID. You know, the government actually is trying to put in place a system wherein all those data with the civil registration authority, with the national with the National Electoral Commission, with the immigration are linked together. So that in case of any crime, in case somebody loses his or her documents, they can easily be traced. So that's the reason for which there's this thing around the passport thing. And I want to take you back to a few years ago, wherein we had a lot of foreigners handling our national IDs, especially our passports in countries like the US and other countries, wherein a lot of these guys were deported back to Sierra Leone, and it created a lot of embarrassment for the country. Now with the data, you know, when you look at the data, it speaks volume of what has happened over the past 4 or 5 years, because for the 2015 National Sierra Leone Housing and Population Census, there were a lot of discrepancies and there were a lot of challenges from the then opposition, which is now the ruling government, but they had to do it diplomatically because it was out of the data of the 2015 census data that the two new districts were created in the north and northeast part of the northwest part of the country, you know, which gave the then ruling party, that is the present opposition, main opposition, All People's Congress Party, the leeway to actually get some of the by-elections that were done in their favor and the increase in their voter population.
Okay.
But presently, so the 2021 midterm census was conducted. There were a lot of observers, there were a lot of challenges, a lot of opposition from not just the main opposition party, but other opposition parties. But because the government was focused, so they had to actually push for it. And that data came out to speak volume of the discrepancies that we are in the 2015.
So what you're saying, it is a good development for Sierra Leone, right?
Yes, it's a good development for Sierra Leone because now this was the very first time we have had electronic data, stored on the population. And when you look at the present data on the voter registration, you'll see, let's look at the underage registration for the southern.
Mr. Kamara, I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, you've stated clearly how important it is that data is used, correct information. Let's look at another development in Sierra Leone, and that is the 1/3 of parliamentary seats being reserved for women. How big a deal is it?
This is a welcoming news for me because I've been thick and thin in the advocacy for the 30% affirmative quota for women in every form of democratic or governance positions in country. Because as a lead advocate for women's programs and women's empowerment and women's emancipation. This is a welcoming news. And trust me, the atmosphere, I'm not in Sierra Leone at the moment, but the atmosphere is welcoming among women because I'm a registered member of the 50-50 group of women. And, the discussions in that group has been that, oh, yes, now women, forward for women, no more backwardness for women, so it's a welcoming news. And we have had several discussions around women being marginalized in the political atmosphere. Because I can remember in 2012, in Connaught, I was with the EBS program, and we had a particular manifesto program for women candidates, women and youth candidates, wherein we really wanted the political parties to get women into their to provide symbols, to really provide award symbols to women. But it was not that easy. But I mean, at the end of the day, because of our advocacy enhancement, what happened was that we were able to raise the percentage of women in the two local councils, that's the Fodie City Council and the Oniel District Council, from something like 6% to 25%.
All right, Mr. Kamara, I know you have so much history, but quickly, in 30 seconds, if you can, do you think this is enough motivation for women to take part in politics, be motivated to be more active? In 30 seconds.
In fact, it is now that women have become more motivated. I have my elder sister who is vying for the mayoral seat in the Bo City Council, which is the second largest city. And she's the only female candidate among 10 male candidates. So this is a welcoming news for our women, and it's going to be to give them the go ahead to say yes, you can do it. Indeed. You can. You have the right, and when you have the requisite qualification and experience, you can go in for this position.
All right, Mr. Paul Kamara, thank you very much for speaking with New Central.
Thank you.